I'm Patricia, this is Buzz and Bark. And, anyways, I am doing something new on, well, it's not so new now, it's just been around for maybe a couple months. I'm doing something new on Metaphysics for Everyday Living. You can actually sign up for a totem animal or power animal reading. And I actually was doing that back in the early 2000s. I think I was doing it in the 1990s as well, where I would pull cards from an animal deck and then I would be able to find people's totem animals and power animals for them and help them to connect with them, align with them, and it was fun. And it's actually really helpful too because some people would rather have an animal spirit guide than a human or even an angelic spirit guide. And especially people that are more into shamanism and, indigenous cultures and things like that, or even paganism, there is more of gravitation toward animal guides. And so animal guides can also help animal communicators. They're very helpful. If you have a pet that you're having a hard time with, you can call on, like, if you have a cat, you're having problems with a cat, you can call on a cat spirit, or whatever, if you have a bird, then you can call on a bird spirit, and that sort of thing. So anyways, I'm offering that over on Metaphysics for Everyday Living. I will leave a link below. And I wanted to know who the animal was going to be for this week, and I'm wearing this shirt, and I didn't realize this is a giraffe shirt. I thought it was a cheetah, like for the longest time. I thought it was just a cheetah shirt. I got it at a thrift store because I like animal prints a lot. And it's giraffe. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because it's actually yellow, like it's yellow and brown. And the giraffe does not come up a lot as a totem animal. And it's one of the, okay, so physically, it could be the totem animal of somebody with really long legs and a long neck, like really thin and just very tall, or just really tall. So that could be the physical attributes, or somebody with really beautiful, expressive eyes, or it can mentally or emotionally be a vegetarian, or somebody that does really well on a vegetarian diet. It could be somebody that's either nearsighted or farsighted, which is most of us, right? Whether nearsighted or farsighted. How many people actually have good vision? And it could be it's a gentle spirit, like it's very gentle. Unless you upset it, like if you were a lion or something, and then you would get kicked, right? But mostly giraffes are kind of this awkward, looks like they're uncoordinated, they kind of lope animal. They're very, to me, they're very galactic. They're unusual. I think most animals are galactic in one form or another, and this is something we're going to learn in the future. People like Diane Cooper have already mentioned it, and then there's different card readers who had decks and stuff where they would talk about the galactic origins of all these different animals, such as dogs come from Sirius. I don't know if it's Sirius B or Sirius A, but one of those star systems. And cats came from either Lyra or also Sirius. And, and then there would be like different animals that would come from like different planetary or star systems. And so the animals in spirit, they could be more esoteric as a totem animal or power animal, or it could be an actual animal that died and went into spirit and becomes like a spirit animal or a totem animal, or it could be more symbolic. But here comes an airplane. I'm just going to ignore it. Okay, so the message from Giraffe for this week is that things aren't what they seem, and to not go too far into the future, although some of you might be able to see the future. You might be having dreams where you're seeing what's going to happen in the next 24 hours or the next year or maybe 5 years. But remember that even if you're seeing something 5 years from now, it doesn't mean it's going to happen that way or on the timeline that you're currently on. So you may end up seeing visions like many years ago, like I think it was 2020. I was seeing visions of Mount Baker blowing up in Washington State, and I was seeing big earthquakes. Well, they didn't happen, at least not in the timeline that I'm on. And timelines change, they shift, things happen. And so the giraffe's message is to be in the present moment as much as possible, even if you are having prophetic visions, even if you are seeing into the future, or you're having fears projected into the future, or maybe even hopes projected into the future, and to release all of that. Because you might have hopes of something specific happening based on who you are right now in this moment, right? This is what you want given who you are today. But 5 years from now, because you have a 5-year plan, you're not that same person anymore, and you don't, and so that thing shows up and you don't even want it anymore, right? So for some people, they're doing all the vision boards and they're doing all this stuff, and the giraffe is saying to stop doing all of that, because your only purpose right now is to be in this moment. So if you were to go somewhere and watch giraffes, either in a safari or a zoo or wherever it is, you will notice that they're very aware, they're very present, as all animals are, and they're fearless, especially in a safe environment. They're fearless. They're just doing what they do. They might be playing. Sometimes people bring music into a zoo or something and the animals get all like bouncy. But they might be, tending to their young, or they have their relationships with the other giraffes or whatever. But you don't get like a frantic, dramatic energy, right? That'd be more of the lion. I mean, at least, although lions always look kind of mellow too, actually. But it's, it's not that high drama. It's just this sort of go with the flow. If you need to get that high fruit up on the tree, then you just sort of reach for whatever it is that you need. And, hopefully you can go for the low hanging fruit and you don't have to reach too high. And to just be where you are right now and to enjoy whatever you have right now. And remember that the things that you want in the future they're based on who you are now, not who you're becoming. And then there'll be a lot of things that will happen, and you'll evolve in this direction or that direction. And then that thing that you want right now, you might not want it a year from now, 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, right? You think you want it based on whatever knowledge you have at this time, but don't put too much energy into it, because you will get it and you might not want it anymore. And then what are you going to do with it once it shows up? So if it's a person, which you should never wish for a particular person, because then you're going against their will. But if you wanted to have a, generic, you just say, I want this kind of person to show up in my life, or I want this situation to show up. It will show up. It's going to show up, right? If you put energy into it. But you may not want it anymore. The world may have changed dramatically. I mean, the world is changing. Everything's shifting. We're evolving. And so the giraffe is saying, be in this moment, be here now. And that's all you need to be concerned about. Now, are there things that you can correct in your life right now? Like, are there situations that you need to take care of right now? Well, then take care of those things. If you need to get groceries, go buy groceries. If you need to garden, go garden. If you need to take care of phone calls and things like that, then do those things. But do it from a place of neutrality and being in the present moment. Don't do it, with the fear of the future. Like, oh my God, this thing's going to happen, because we all do that. And so the giraffe is telling us to calm down, be peaceful, and to take care of what needs to be taken care of right now, but don't leap into the future. Because none of us knows what the future is going to be. You can see all these psychics online, and they're talking about all these different things. Well, they might not be on the same timeline as you, even though you're watching them on a video, or you're meeting them at a bookstore, whatever. They may not be on the same timeline. They might be on the same timeline as you right now, but then maybe tomorrow they're not anymore, because something shifts within you. Or maybe they shift with you. But don't put all your stock in that. And also, if you're one of those people on YouTube watching card reading after card reading after card reading because you want to know what the outcome of something's going to be, stop doing that, because you're actually creating frenzied energy, and it's not only affecting you, it's affecting everybody around you. So the giraffe is saying, be cool, be calm, be peaceful, and have a wonderful week. And this is Buzz and Bark Animals. And again, if you want to find out about my totem animal readings, you can find them at Metaphysics for Everyday Living. I also do animal communication. And once I'm trying to move to Bellingham right now in Washington State. And once I get there and I settle there, I'm going to start doing remote Reiki again. But right now, I'm only doing animal communication and the totem animals. And I look forward to being able to do everything again. I'm starting to feel better too. I had Lyme disease, and I don't know if I still have it or not, but I did have it, and it turned into some other things. And I feel like I'm turning a corner. I'm starting to, yeah, I'm starting to feel better. And I'm hoping this is permanent because a lot of these, totally off the subject, but a lot of these chronic conditions can do a roller coaster. So you get better for maybe 3 months and then you get it again or whatever it is and it comes back, or and then there's that point where people just get better, like they just get better and they don't slide back into these other things. But again, the giraffe is telling me too to just be in the present moment and be happy right now. I feel much better right now. I don't know, how much of this I still have left to heal, but I feel like I can start doing like totem readings and animal communication again, and I look forward to that. So I hope you enjoyed this. Have a wonderful week going forward, bonding with your pets if you have them. If you don't, then go bond with nature. Go do forest bathing, or go sit out in a garden, or do something where you're just immersed in this beautiful natural world. And you might end up having a totem animal come out of that, such as a dragonfly that comes to you with a message, or a butterfly, or a ladybug, or a bird, or whatever. So, remember, life can be beautiful if we let it. And that's the giraffe's message. So, bye for now. And if you like this, let me know, and I will do more of these.